Crypto Moonshots. Great to have you guys here. If you're new here, welcome. So we're going to jump straight into it. So we're going to be talking about Verasity today, and we're going to go over a little bit of technical analysis, and then towards the end of the video, we're going to be talking about the major news they dropped that I think is very, very bullish and very great for the project. And throughout the video, I'm basically going to be explaining why I really believe in this project and why I think it's a very good pickup. So I just want to kind of look at the overall trajectory of this and just show you guys, and let's just admire this graph, man. This graph looks beautiful, okay? I always like to talk about how, VeChain kind of looks like this, right? And it's done this multiple times, right? And this is kind of what's going on. This is kind of looking similar to it. This was around right here, and then this is kind of where we're at the present moment, okay? So hopefully it follows this trajectory, and it just looks like a beautiful, healthy graph. So that's what I want it to happen. So before I kind of get into like the technical analysis of things, I always like to start off my videos by watching my previous videos. So when I saw my previous VRA video, I told you guys that there's a real possibility that it could come touch this level, but I told you guys that I think it's gonna, and this is where we were at. We were at this wick right there. So I said that I'm definitely going to be picking it up when it hits here, and then I'm going to be selling when it hits there. And that ended up happening, thankfully, right? Again, I'm not, some sort of fortune teller, but I just guessed correctly. I got lucky, I guess. So I just made a quick 15% off of that. Nothing too big. I mean, that's huge for like stocks, but for crypto, people are talking about 500%. But I did a quick scalp, and I ended up being right. So thank God for that. But let's kind of talk about what's going on here, okay? So we touched the all-time high, right? We touched the all-time high, and then we came down around, 32%, which is not that big of a correction when you really think about it. Some coins make like 50, 70% corrections, okay? And if we look at the previous history of it, okay, let's take a look how much this came down, okay? So it went all the way here and then to the bottom, so around 50%, okay, around 50%. This time around, if we take the very top to the very, very bottom, so let's take to the bottom of that, it's around like 34, 35%, okay? So, so yeah, it's looking very good, okay? I think it's a good sign that it didn't, go up and then just come straight down, right, to that weekly level. I think that's a very good sign. I think the fact that, it came here, kind of used that as support. I know it wicked down, but kind of used that as support and then got resisted around that area and then kind of broke through here, right? But then it held this as support, right? And then now it's going up here. And I think that what could happen next, right, is that, yes, we did test this once, right? But I think there's a chance that, we might accumulate more in this level, right? But even if we do come up here, I think that I don't think we're ready to make that push up yet, but I do think we are soon going to be very ready to make that next push with VRA and push up the all-time level, because it's been around it's been around 8 days we've kind of had this massive bull run. If we look at the history of it, let's look. So this was around 13 days, so 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks for it to hit another bull run. So by next week, hopefully, if everything's looking healthy and nothing significantly bad happens for VRA and they keep releasing good news about it and there's still hype about it, I think in the next week, if we follow the previous historical data, we might have a chance of shooting back up against the more than the all-time high. I'm sorry. So this is kind of where we're at. We're kind of stuck in these two levels. Again, it's really good that it's holding these as support. I think this is a very healthy graph. And I think I made the very first VRA video I made. We were around right here, and I said we're due for a correction. And I said the reason for that is because we're so far removed from the 20-day moving average, okay, that I think it's got to even out. It's got to come down to the average, and that ended up happening, right? And then we kind of fell below it and then went above it and then below it. And then recently, we've broken above it, okay? And this looks very bullish to me, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue candles or green candles just straight, right, on the 4-hour level. So that's looking very, very good and dandy. I think, again, there might be a correction here because that's a level of resistance. But, it doesn't matter too much. I think these are great levels to buy, because I think if we kind of continue this trajectory, okay, hopefully, I think we'll be looking very good. And then, so I kind of want to get into the news Before I get into the actual news that came out recently, I just want to show you how early you are with Verasity. I mean, if you look at this, some of the things they got coming up is like in a year, like 9 months, 6 months, right? Like 30th of September, so if you're in this, right? And yeah, they do have June coming up, in-game advertising and stuff, which is going to fuel them with money, right? In-game advertising, they probably pay them. So that's going to give them more money. So that's good for people holding the coins, right? So they got a bunch of stuff coming out 30th of June and then 30th of September and 31st of December. So I think that we're all very early. I mean, if you're in this, I think we're very early to this project, and I really do think that this has a lot of potential. I love just like the gaming online esports and video entertainment. I love that genre. I think that's my favorite genre, along with NFTs in crypto. I guess they're all my favorite, but I just really support that, like with BPRO and VRA, so, and Engine as well. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. So if you go on the Twitter, let me go on the Twitter. So they just released that they have a partnership, and let me see if I can find it. They have a partnership with Razer, okay? So our first product partners, Razer and Xrig, okay? I'm not too familiar with Xrig, but Razer, I do know Razer. I mean, I love Razer. Razer is a big company. So the fact that they have a partnership with them, that's huge news, okay? That's huge news. I think that's a very, very good sign. And I think there's a lot of people backing this project, and I'm very bullish on it short to long term. So we'll see what happens, but I think this is a great coin to pick up. So I think we're due for another run in the next, week or so. So yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to talk about today. If you guys like this video, please hit that subscribe, join the Telegram, and thank you guys so much. See you on the next one.